Good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel. You're probably wondering where I've been, more on that in a bit, but right now I'm on a run. I'm about to be on a run, not yet, I'm walking. I am on run 5 of a 10k training program, which I'll tell you about in a bit. So join me after this run and I'll let you know how I got on and what I did. Well, that's that run done. I'm pretty happy with that. Confidence was pretty low this morning. I did think about going to parkrun. It's obviously Saturday morning. I did think about going to parkrun, but I've been struggling with my running recently. Last 5k I attempted was a failure. Yeah, I didn't go parkrun, but I'm following a running program which I'll talk a minute about later. But my run for the program this morning, excuse me, I'm still trying to get my breath back, and also my hay fever is really bad at the moment, so my nose is completely blocked. Yeah, so my program said it should have been 2 miles at easy pace, which for me is about 7:15, 7:30 a kilometre. Annoyingly, the program is American, so like, although it's a 10k program, all the runs are in miles, which is rather stupid, but never mind. Anyway, so yeah, it should have been 2 miles, which is 3.2 odd kilometres at an easy pace. So I set off to do that, but I felt really good after 3.22 kilometres or 3.24 kilometres, whatever it was. So I carried on, and I carried on at a higher pace, and I ran the 5k, and I even ran the last probably, I don't know, 400 or 500 metres at quite a high pace for me, probably 6.5 a kilometre, which is ultimately my target pace for 5 kilometres to beat my parkrun personal best. But yeah, I still felt good after that. I could have carried on, but it's supposed to be long run day tomorrow, but hilariously the long run in the program is not as long as what I did today, so I didn't want to scupper that and have to skip a day, so I thought I would just do the 5 kilometres and just do a gentle walk back and tell you this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop the video now, or stop this part of the video now, and I'm going to hand over to me later on in the day when I'm showered and dressed, and basically I'm going to tell you what's going on and what the plans are for the channel, because part of the reason I haven't done any videos because the way I was doing things January to sort of mid-February, they were just too labour intensive, and it was taking up 3 or 4 evenings a week plus a bit of time at weekends. So yeah, changes to the channel, probably reversing some of the changes, to be honest. So yeah, so I'll catch up with you a bit later. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. You've probably just finished watching a little run vlog that I did this morning, which gives you a bit of a taster for what's ahead on this channel. It's now the afternoon of that day. It's 23rd of April 2022, and where the hell have I been? It's been a long minute since I last did a video, if I'm honest. And yeah, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about why that was and what's ahead really for me and the channel going forward. I think we're going to have to make this quick because the battery on my gimbal is not great. It hasn't been used in a while. I didn't charge it before I came out. Also, I haven't got a huge amount of battery on my phone, which is annoying, especially since one of the things I've been doing recently is decorating, which included putting USB plugs by my bed so that I can charge my phone and stuff overnight. Yeah, rather frustratingly stupid of me. Anywho, back to the point. Where have I been for the past, 6-8 weeks, something like that? I think the last video I did was, last week I did consistently was towards the end of February. So basically the week
the week I went to Cardiff with some friends was probably the week after that probably was the last week I did a consistent video. So leading up to that weekend, I did my park run successfully at 5k. Everything was going pretty damn well, and so yeah, two things happened that week that I came back from Cardiff. The first thing was I discovered a lump on my inner thigh, which one of the things about losing the weight that I have is I've lost probably about 6 inches probably off my thighs, off the circumference of my thighs. I haven't done much measurements, so I don't know for certain, but I'd guess it was something like that. And it revealed this sort of lump on my inner thigh, which was very, not very visible, but visible to me standing in a mirror or whatever with me goods on show. I'm going to show you some footage of that, so if you're of a nervous disposition and you don't want to see a 40-something man's inner thigh, I'm looking at you, Mum, then probably look away for the next 10 seconds or so. So yeah, I found that lump. Immediately made a doctor's appointment to get it checked out. I have had a lump before and got it checked out. Everything turned out to be fine, so kind of wasn't too worried about it. But I made a doctor's appointment. Anyway, doctor's appointment was the next week, and later on in that same week, I managed to get. I came down with COVID. Basically, I came back from Cardiff on the Sunday. On the Monday, I felt fine. On the Tuesday, I had the day off work. And I felt generally fine, kind of like a little bit tired, I guess. But I put that down to having not a huge amount of sleep in Cardiff, even though it was a day or so later. But I had the day off anyway, which we spent mostly on the sofa anyway. And then the Wednesday, I started feeling pretty ropey. And suspected it was COVID, but at that point I was testing negative. Thankfully it didn't go anywhere, so it didn't matter. But then the day after that felt even worse, and turns out I tested positive. So yeah, rather frustrating. It hit me pretty hard. I guess the main symptoms I had was struggle breathing. I'm an asthmatic anyway, not particularly majorly asthmatic, fairly mild if I'm honest, but mostly brought on by hay fever. So it kind of hit my lungs the hardest. I didn't really have any other symptoms apart from a bit of a headache, but yeah, couldn't breathe basically. And it was not every day. Some days it was better than others. Like sort of Thursday and Friday that week, I felt pretty ropey, felt worse, felt bad. But the Saturday I felt much better. Still testing very positive, so obviously didn't do anything, go anywhere. But yeah, that was pretty bad. But then, the Sunday night was probably its worst. Yeah, this gimbal keeps collapsing, so it's going to be a bit of a weird video. So yeah, I don't know where I was on that edit, but I didn't really contemplate getting medical attention, but that's probably the closest I came throughout the whole trip. Trip? It's not a trip. It was a trip. It was a bit trippy. I haven't had like shortness of breath for that since my asthma was at its worst when I was probably about sort of 18. But yeah, that was pretty bad, and for maybe the briefest of seconds, it went through my mind to contact 111, whatever the like non-emergency medical, but it didn't. I managed to get to sleep, and on the Monday and the Tuesday, I felt a lot better. Felt like I basically over the worst of it, but then went downhill again on the Wednesday, and by Thursday, Friday, the end of the second week, I'd say I was over the worst of it and starting to feel a lot better, but I was still struggling for breath. Just going up the stairs and stuff was a struggle. So running was basically a no-go. I did try a few runs here and there with mixed success, and honestly, so that was basically late Feb, early March, I guess. Bloody gimbal. Yeah, so that was late Feb, early March, and it's basically since then I don't think I've really been back at it. in terms of the running. I've struggled really. I set off thinking I was better and did one like successful 5k, I guess, which was a couple of weeks ago now, and but then a couple of runs after that I really struggled. But I'm happy to say that I think I am now back on. I'm not quite where I was before Cardiff, but I'm getting there. I've started a 10k training program, which you saw run 5 of. I can't remember if run 4 or 5. Anyway, you saw a run of that this morning, which should have been a 3.22 mile. We should have been a 2 mile or 3.22 kilometre easy run. But after that distance, I actually felt pretty good, so I carried on, did the whole 5k, and I think I did it pretty much as fast as I did the park run before Cardiff. I think I just touched my mic there. Sorry about that. I'm really out of practice with the videos, so bear with me. So yeah, with the running, I think I'm pretty much back to where I was before Cardiff. Maybe a little bit under if my fitness score on Strava is anything to go by. But then I've only really done running. I haven't done any cycling at all, not even Zwift or anything. Not even a tiny little bit, which is something I need to work on, because I do think that was helping with my general fitness and therefore helping with my running. I'm conscious that I'm going to run out of. I'm either going to run out of battery on my phone or I'm going to run out of space to store this video on my phone, so I need to get on with this. For God's sake. So where do I go from here? Well, one thing is my weight has been pretty okay. I think whilst I wasn't able to do a lot of exercise, I still was sort of, being relatively sensible with eating. That was until Easter weekend, which was last weekend, as we are now. And yeah, I ate a lot of chocolate. Not just chocolate though. We had bad food generally. We were quite lazy over Easter weekend, and it wasn't good. Up until that weekend, I was pretty much as I was at the end when I went to Cardiff, which was about sort of 15.5 stone roughly. But I weighed myself this morning and I was 15 stone. I can't remember if it was 15 stone 9 or 15 stone 10 pounds. I'll put the weight on screen. I'm not going to do a full results show. We'll go into a bit more about what's happening with that as in a minute. So I feel pretty relieved about that. Okay, I've put a bit of weight on over Easter, but even if I was still doing the full the full program, I think I would have probably relaxed things over Easter anyway. So I'm pretty relieved that I'm certainly relieved I'm not back over 16 stone. That would have been pretty demoralising, but I still got a long way to go, and it starts now. Basically, this week is where it starts. Tomorrow, basically. And what I'm going to do is, in terms of the videos, I'm going to go back to basics, basically, because the things I was doing before with the vlogs during the week and then the results shows and then the one-off videos, it was just too much work, basically, and I was just getting to the point where I just could not be arsed. I have a full-time job, got other hobbies, which one of the other hobbies that I've started doing, and I may even start a new YouTube channel over it, is I started playing snooker. I put in a few clips of me playing snooker. Basically, I'm pretty friendly with the postman who delivers our mail, and chatting to him one day, and he was saying that he started playing snooker, and I said, oh yeah, I used to play snooker. It used to be alright. Haven't played for probably 10 years, maybe more. But I've got a queue upstairs somewhere. Do you fancy a game? So the last couple of weekends we've been playing snooker. Not playing this weekend because he's busy. But yeah, in the week we're going to go up again and play some snooker, and I'm hoping going to try and get a game in every week. Maybe even more than that. We'll see. I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel just to show. I don't know if any of you have watched Alex Horn's channel Bad Golf, but I'm sort of inspired by that, thinking about a channel called Bad Snooker or something along that lines, basically. And but I don't know how easy that's going to be in a multi-table, easy to film in a multi-table snooker club, which is what I go to. I'm still waiting for my membership to come through because I'm relying on my postman to sign me in. But hey, anyway, that's enough about the snooker. So yeah, so in terms of videos, it's going to go back to basics. It's just going to be a weekly vlog with the weigh-in at the end, at least for the time being, probably at least until the end of June, which is when I go on my holidays, and that'll be effectively the end of season 2 of Fat Lad Ad. And then maybe we'll go from there, see what subscribers are doing, see what my time is like after that, and maybe we'll go from there. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and stick to sort of a 20-minute, 25-minute vlog of my week, which is mostly going to be running vlogs, I'm going to have to say. And yeah, track my progress through my 10k run with a bit of other stuff thrown in. And we'll see how it goes. I really want to, go on holiday at the end of June, sort of 19th of June, I think it is. So pretty much 2 months from now. And I want to have lost another stone by then. Basically, I want to be sub 15 stone, maybe sub 14.5 stone, because that'll be basically the lightest I've been since basically I put on weight after, basically I put on weight when I was 18. I went to university, put on weight basically, and it would have been the lightest I've been since then, I think. So yeah, so that's the plan. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep liking. Hopefully you'll keep going. Hopefully you'll keep watching me, and if you do, that will keep me going, I think, because I did enjoy doing these videos. Just kind of with COVID and other things going on with my health, I just kind of fell out of love with it. But everything else is sorted now. The lump, I don't know if I said actually, the lump I found on my leg. One of the reasons this week is the reason that I'm turning things around is because I went into hospital this week, had a scan on my leg, and basically turns out to be, well, in the description of the ultrasound specialist, I forget what they're called. Description of her was that it was an innocent looking fatty lump, which, I mean, you could pretty much write that on my headstone at the moment. So turns out it's nothing. Just basically, she just said to keep an eye on it. If it gets any bigger, if it starts hurting, maybe they'll need to do something about it, but probably not. It's something I'm just going to have to live with. It's not, it's not in a particularly prominent place that people are going to see. Maybe on the beach, I guess, something like that. But so yeah, I can't believe I forgot to tell you about that. Anyway, I've got probably about a minute left of footage before this phone is going to run out of space, and I don't want that to happen in case it stops recording. So this week, more runs. I am going to sort of carry on my 10k running, but I have got a 5k Morecambe run at the end of the week on Sunday, which will be fun. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with that. I'm not going to do the results show. I'm not going to do my sort of goals for the season or all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to go back to basics, do a vlog with my progress and my weight loss, and it's going to be pretty much running focused, bit of cycling, but for the short term at least, it's going to be running focused. Hope you enjoy it. If not, sorry about that. Anyway, I've been Fat Lad Ad. I'll speak to you at the end of this week. I have no idea what week number we're on. Call it a reboot if you like, call it season 2.5, but it's still season 2. I'll sort out the week numbers. I'll be on it next week, I promise. Speak to you then.